Hey you guys, welcome to this live stream. I am going to be sharing with you a little bit about the $1 Million Mind and Body Framework Masterclass. This is the first official live stream announcement all about the masterclass and all about the new focus here with me, Lauren 𝗪𝗠. So if you haven't met me yet, my name is Lauren and I've been in fitness for 23 years. And I have been on a extensive inner work journey for 14 years that I have been sharing all along the internet and also when I had my gym, Pilates Barbell Club. And in the time that I have been learning about the mind-body experience, it has been because I had stuff going on with my health. And so what I have done is figured out a way to completely systematize everything that I have done to heal a psychosomatic injury, to get out of the chronic pain, to heal the relationship with food, to heal the inflammation in my digestive system, and use all of these healing modalities and psychosomatic, energetic expertise into aesthetic attainment goals. And so what I'm doing is shifting gears to not just encompass everything of the whole wheel of life, as you may have heard me talk about before, but honing in all of the energetic, all of the emotional, all of the mindset, all of the attainment goals into the businesswoman's perspective. So I want to share with you a little bit of the reason why, so that if you are a businesswoman or you have a friend who's a businesswoman, you can start sharing my profile and everything that I'm doing with her, or you can start to consume this information because it's going to be spot on for what this businesswoman is looking for. So if we're a businesswoman and we built something off of personal power, it's because we created a solution to a problem that we were having. And we were our own evidence. We were the proof of concept. And we wanted to share that with other people. And when we shared that with other people, they got the results and the business grew and grew and grew. So for me, my very first business, well, my first brick and mortar was Pilates Barbell Club. And before I opened Pilates Barbell Club, I was a personal trainer at a gym and I was a Pilates teacher at a couple Pilates studios. And there was a need for women at that time where the Pilates clients wanted to have an aesthetic change that Pilates does not deliver. And then the fitness women really didn't feel any value towards flexible work or restorative work to their body. And so both people were dissatisfied. The Pilates people weren't getting into the body of their dreams, even though all the marketing was like all these really skinny ballerina type bodies. They never got to that look that the marketing said they were going to look like. And then the women who were at the gym, their ankles would be tight, their low backs would be tight. They wouldn't be able to keep up with their workouts because they would get injured themselves. So I decided to put Pilates Barbell Club together so that there was a one workout system, a 45-minute workout where we activated the core. We did a main strength training exercise. We did high intensity interval training, or we had workouts that were going to support the main lift. And then we finished with 7 mat Pilates exercises for twisting and side bending because that's the range of motion that most injuries in life take place on. So my gym was about having a flexibly strong mind and body. And it was for women only. The only guy that came was my chiropractor, and he came with his wife. So this gym was a place for women to really understand that skinny was out, strong was in, but that also we had to take a look at what was going on between the ears. So we looked at food, and I had a rule that you had to eat whatever you wanted to eat, whenever you wanted to eat it, so that we could disassociate the self-worth that had to do with the good list and the bad list of the eating. So Pilates Barbell Club was successful. And when I opened it, I didn't have a bank loan. I created everything from my own self-trust, my own self-power. And when I wasn't able to sustain it, because I started to have the wobble, I started to get the attachment to the business. And I was married, I had 2 stepkids, and I moved an hour away from the location right before I opened it. So it was really challenging to be able to keep up with everything. When it closed, I was devastated. It made me feel like a failure in every aspect of life. And it took so long to get my self-esteem back to really feel that I do know what I'm doing. But what also happened was, because there was such a big disconnect within myself from early childhood stuff, I actually ended up having my entire life fall apart. I had one thing kind of happen after another, and then after the life and relationships shifted, then my health got worse and worse. I had a neck injury, I had chronic pain after the neck injury, then I had inflammation, and every time I learned a way to heal it, I learned a deeper level of how the mind-body system works, especially through formative ages and stages that we go through in our human conditioning. So there's moments in our life that we can have an overwhelmingly negative emotional experience where we suppress the emotion so that we can deal with it, or that we can deal and move on with life. But when these suppressed emotions are not processed, they just live in the body and they take on a life of their own. They change the chemical state of the body. They change the vibrational output of the body. And when those 2 things are operating on a negative, unconscious level, they affect everything. They affect our thoughts. They affect our self-confidence, our belief, our self-trust. They magnetize things to us to confirm that negative identity. And it's like we're on this uphill battle where we're not able to understand, hey, I'm doing everything right. I'm following all the directions. I should be having this guaranteed outcome. Why is it not working? Well, it's all the deep unconscious stuff that we suppress. So every time I learned something about the mind body, I was like, okay, wait, how does this apply to every area of life? And because I was learning about how the mind body system works through pain and self-healing and understanding that it was all about emotion, I would just look at areas of life on the wheel of life and say, hey, where else does this emotion show up? And then I would go work on that area of life to neutralize that emotion, to figure out a way to feel better in that area of life. And then that also would end up healing my body, because the emotion's an emotion, no matter where it is, whether it's about the body or whether it's about a different area of life. Now, as I've gotten out of pain and as I've healed my inflammation, I know my body like the back of my hand of what I need to do to make sure that my neck feels good, that I don't have flares, that I don't overwork myself to cause any type of dysregulation physically. And I know what I need to eat to make sure that I don't get inflammation in my digestive system. And then I also know what I want to eat to stay sane. And I also know how to sync my calories with my cycle so that I can diet to get to my aesthetic, but not have a disastrous setback every time I PMS. So I've been able to take everything that I've learned about the mind body with healing and pain and apply it to the attainment goals. And in recent conversations, when I'm listening to successful women talk about, I built a business off of personal power. All I needed to get my business to this level was me. But now all of a sudden, I feel like I'm attached. I feel like I have an energetic dip when the money dips. I feel bad when a client doesn't re-sign. I feel worried about the content that I'm putting out on the internet because I'm afraid that someone's going to comment something nasty. I'm afraid somebody's not going to like what I have to say. And then all of a sudden, the self-belief, the self-trust, the magnetism, the power that these business women have that were able to build something from zero starts to diminish. Because what happens is we start to see this entity grow. We create something, and now that thing ends up reflecting back to us our deepest fears on that unconscious level. And we're not going to know what they are until there is a reflection back to us, and until we start to compare ourselves to other people. So what I decided to do was, because I've already had this experience of building a business, especially building a brick and mortar that has so much more financial responsibility than your phone bill or your email list management, like those. To operate a business now on the internet, it can be under $100. But that's not what it was for me to create a brick and mortar. It was thousands of dollars of bills every single month just for the business. So I had to make that, plus being able to make the money to support the lifestyle that I had with my then husband and my then stepkids. So there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that happens in the wobble. There's a lot that we have to do to stay connected to ourselves, so that no matter what's happening with the business, we don't take it on as a reflection of ourselves. It's very similar to what we do to ourselves when we weigh our body, where if the number is on the scale is more than what we are anticipating, it ruins the day. But if the number is less than what we are anticipating, we feel really extra sexy that day. It's the same thing with the business. It just transfers. The reflection transfers. So what I decided to do was take this energetic work, take the information about self-care, of how we can actually see how we're connected to ourselves based on how we feel about ourselves when we look at ourselves in the mirror, and how we feel about ourselves when we eat the quote-unquote bad food. When we break the food rules and the old food narratives that we have formulated. Taking all of that and connecting it with the feelings that we have about our business. Because then what we get to do is we get to use the body and the business to create an unshakable mindset and an unbreakable body. We're using both as a reflection as what's going on within ourselves. And when we use self-care and our business to refine each other, we connect the dots within ourselves. We have a system to reconnect with our power when we're feeling a wobble, if something's not going quite right with our body or with our business. We get into the body of our dreams because we're understanding what the body needs as far as the delight and the food that we love, as well as the macros that are going to get us to our goal. And the business to fulfill our purpose. So I've created a way for us to have this little path to stay connected to our power, to figure out what we actually need to eat and how we need to eat for our own lifestyle and our own body, what exercises to do to really activate and integrate our energy, and how we can use this both as a reflection to empower our business even more. So what we're doing is having a masterclass where I'm going to share with you the framework for the $1 Million Mind and Body. In this masterclass, you're going to learn the codes of the framework. So code number 1 is how to, let me double check, is what you need to prepare for your unshakable mindset and your unbreakable body. And then what rules you need to break so that you can actually figure out what's going to work for you. And then last but not least, the real secret sauce to balancing the body with the business, using both of them to refine and grow each other. The masterclass is on September 26th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. You're going to learn the framework, and you will be able to apply the framework to your business and your body right away. And you will also be invited to the $1 Million Mind and Body membership. This is for business women who have physical attainment goals as well as business goals, and we were going to be integrating both. And in the membership, you have an onboarding call where we're going to do a fitness assessment so that I can write you a fitness program. And we're going to talk about your body. We're going to talk about your goals. We're going to talk about your relationship with food. And I'm going to write you an eating plan. And once a week, we're going to get together for mind-body exercise to connect with your body. And then also a secondary time that week, we're going to meet to talk about the energetics with your business and your body and your food. So one day a week, we're getting into your body to connect. And the second day a week, we're going to be talking about what the lifestyle is actually looking like as you're creating this balance between your business and your body. So I'm really excited about this because it is so specific to where you're going to know that you're going to have the outcome, that your mindset's going to change, your body's going to improve, you're going to feel more connected to your power so that you can fulfill your purpose with more ease. Business is still tough, but with more ease, you're going to be able to fulfill your purpose in your business by using the energetics that I will be teaching you and the methods to connect with yourself through your self-care and your business. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me a DM. If you're watching this replay on YouTube, you can email me, lauren@laurensercione.com. The link is in the comments of wherever you are on social media watching this, and in the description on YouTube, bodyenergetics.com with an X/MDMB to sign up for the masterclass that's on September 26th.